Hi Scorpio, how are we today? I'm just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at a little bit of everything. I will be pulling some cards for friends, family and love. But starting us off today, I'm doing it a little bit different today. We are going to be answering a question for you to start us off. I do have the Angel Answers Oracle deck there. So we're going to be answering a question that's been, burning on your mind. That's going to be obviously a different question for each and every one of you. So, hold that in mind. If you don't actually have a question, that is totally fine as well. It will just come through with the answers that, your highest good, spirit, whatever, wants you to be aware of. You probably will intuitively know what the question in the back of your mind actually was, as we see that answered for you. All right, now please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. Just a small channel, so every single one of you does make a huge difference. I appreciate it. We are also using the, I've got the Oracle of the Fairies. I've also got the True Love Oracle and clarifying everything with the Jester Lenormand today as well. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio, what is the answer Scorpio needs? What is the answer that Scorpio needs, please? Romance. Okay, Scorpio, we do have the card of romance coming out. So for majority of you, that question is asking you, to really, romance is answering you back. So, take romance on board and appreciate the romance that's in your life. Think about the things that you do want with romance. We do see no need to worry as well, so everything is working out the way that you do want that to. If your question has absolutely nothing to do with potential romance, try to think about the ways that you are romanticizing this situation, and there is really some sort of issue of romance at the heart of this answer for you. So it's kind of like the most romanticized version of what you want here. Maybe think about what that is, and there's no need to worry, it's on its way, I kind of feel, for you, Scorpio. But we'll get a bit of clarity with the Lenormand. Okay, Scorpio, the answers that Scorpio needs, please. The answers that Scorpio needs. Firstly, we have the Clover coming out for you here, Scorpio. Good fortune surrounds you when it comes to this. You're being answered with good luck on your side. It does let us know to take a bit of a risk here as well, especially with what we're seeing next. We do have the Whip energy. So the Whip energy does talk about conflict. For some of you, this may be your inner conflict, and once again, we're seeing that idea of taking a chance on the romanticized ideal that you've got in your mind there, taking a chance on that and heading for that the romanticized ideal there. But for others of you, this is taking a chance on some actual tension or conflict. So it's kind of that idea of sometimes to get to the clear skies, you've got to fight through the storm to get there. It's kind of feeling a little bit like that, but there is no need to worry. Even if something does need to, we do need to have a bit of a fight or some tension or a bit of drama in order to get to the answer that we're seeking here. It's sort of, you've got fortune on your side, luck is on your side. That's going to play out exactly how you need. And sometimes we can't actually learn and grow and evolve without a little bit of conflict spurring us on. We do also have the Fox energy. So I feel for you, Scorpio, this Fox energy is telling you to, even though we're being advised to, maybe enter into some tension, some trouble, a bit of drama, conflict there, it's reminding you to sort of keep your head, be very clever, be very smart about how you're approaching that. Making sure that you're only saying what needs to be said, and not anything more. Being very careful with and clever with how you word yourself. Not showing your full hand. Okay, the fox energy does talk about standing up very strong and independently, but also at the same time playing the game to win a little bit there. So it's very much the looking out for your own survival first and foremost. Being very independent with the way that you're approaching this, and maybe even the conflict is the fact that you need to say what somebody wants to hear rather than the full truth. You need to only tell them what they want to hear, and resolve that conflict, and get through that conflict. Okay, I'm kind of getting that vibe of someone like approaching you, and they're trying to put so much blame on you, and it's like this is not going to get resolved unless you just apologize and take the blame, even if you know that you're not at fault. That the more that you fight and fight and fight, the more that this is never going to resolve itself, because this person is never going to accept their own responsibility. So it's kind of you having to sort of stand strong, take the control of that, and just sort of go, well, if you need someone to blame, go ahead and blame me. I don't want the fight. It's not worth the fight. And luck is on your side, and it's going to work out how you need it to anyway. All right. So, is it really worth continuing the fight just for the sake of being right? That kind of energy. No need to worry. Make sure we're looking at the most romanticized version of the question, of the answer. All right, so we will move on over to just some general what you need to know right now. Okay, Scorpio, important messages for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know right now? Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to know right now? We do have look in a book, Scorpio. Learning. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. Okay, there you go. So for some of you, if that's still not answering your question, go and pick up a book, whichever book you feel guided to. Pick a random passage, and you will find the answers in that book somehow, some way. Okay, have some faith. Look in a book. No, for some of you, it does sort of show us that you do need to do a bit of extra research at the moment. There's a need for you to gain some sort of extra knowledge. It may be, even if it's just, learning a little bit more about conflict resolution and how to do that, those sorts of things. You learn self-help, self-learning, some sort of education, further education. Some of you may be, seeking extra education at the moment as well. But we'll see when we clarify that a bit here. But we do have the music card as well, Scorpio. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. So, music being a lot of importance to you at the moment. Maybe finding some extra answers you're seeking in the music you're listening to, and not the music that you're purposefully listening to as such, as just those random, like walking through the shopping centre and the song that's playing in the shopping centre. I know here in Australia, we have our Coles supermarkets are pretty well known for having their own, they've got like their own radio station that plays in the supermarket, and every time I go, I always hear like a song that means something to me just randomly, because it's like a lot of the time it's songs you have not heard for years, and all of a sudden this song is playing and you're like, yeah, that reminds me of this time when, and all of a sudden it just clicks with just that randomness of you had to go and get milk, and all of a sudden this one song comes on while you're there. So I'm feeling that kind of importance coming through with music, just the random music. Getting into a friend's car and the song that's playing when you first jump into the car, all that sort of stuff is just. So maybe if you're someone that does listen to particular music things, maybe chuck it on shuffle this week and see what pops up for you. All right. Randomly, I'm also getting like a certain TikTok or Instagram reel or something like that sticking out to you because of the music that's attached to it, and it makes the meaning of the reel make way more sense to you somehow because of the music. It's just something. It's random with music this week. I feel for you, Scorpio. It does mean different things for different people, but and I do associate a lot of different things with that. Like normally, I associate like meditation musics and frequency musics and that sort of stuff. It can come through with all that, but I feel like this is just some random song that you're going to hear that's going to really sort of stick in your mind and really mean something to you this week. But we'll get some extra clarity for you, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know right now? Okay, so that's just sort of telling me a little bit more about this look in the book and music energy. I feel like the reason that this music is going to be so important to you, the reason that you're needing to do some sort of research, find some extra information for yourself here, it's because you're carrying some sort of burden. So we do have the cross energy coming through, and then so the cross, it's like this cross to bear. I can see from the next cards that you are carrying this as a bit of a burden. There's some burden within you that you're looking for resolution. You're looking for answers. You're looking for a way to release it, I feel, for a lot of you. So this does sort of show us that this is why you're finding these answers in books and music at the moment. All right, so really maybe even just distracting yourself by reading, by listening to music this week may be very important to you. There is a very spiritual element with the cross as well, though. It does talk about, having faith that everything is happening for a reason. It is kind of like that synchronicity with the randomness of the music I was talking about there. It really can talk about that sort of that pull of destiny with the cross energy there. So once again, I'm getting drawn to that really random things just happening for a reason this week around you and helping you clear some past energy, because we do have the mice as well as the tower. So both of those are kind of they do both reference past energy. The mouse energy does talk about something that's sort of been eating you away, like eating away at your energy, eating away at your thoughts and stressing you out. A past loss, something that's been taken from you in the past that is kind of still stressing you out. You're carrying it as a bit of a burden. And it does sort of tell us as well with that tower that taking some time alone this week to really, some time in solitude to really just calmly allow yourself to release that. I do feel as though, book and music are both very solitude, calm, quiet activities as well. Music obviously doesn't necessarily always have to be quiet, but, it's that private moment with yourself that we're seeking there. So I do feel as though there is this element of taking some time in solitude, like literally just reading a book while you've got music playing. It may actually give you a lot more answers to help you release these burdens than what you would kind of imagine. It does feel like it's going to be very soothing for your soul and help you release these burdens that you're sort of holding on to from the past here, Scorpio. So books and music this week, can't go wrong. Two of my favorite things, and naps as well. Gotta love naps, guys. Okay. Scorpio, what's going on for Scorpio with friends and family, please? Friends and family for our Scorpios. Friends and family. So with the friends, we do have the garden. Okay, so that is the social card of the deck. Meeting up with friends, hanging out with friends, going somewhere. Once again, very restful, peaceful energy. So, maybe you're actually meeting up with a friend at a bookstore or a library and just sort of chilling and reading books together, but separate, if that makes sense. Listening to music together. Some of you may even be going to a concert with a friend at the moment as well, with that, because that can talk about events, but I feel as though it is more just that restful time with friends, just sort of the quiet times spent with friends, that just chilling and relaxing in each other's company, going to be good for you with friends this week. Even though we're saying take some time to yourself, those quiet moments to yourself, you can always do that with other people in the room and friends close by, and reaching out to them when you do need to as well. So but very relaxing. It's feeling very relaxing, this friendship energy. All right, then when it comes to family, I probably will grab a card to clarify this. We do have the clouds coming through when it comes to family this week. That does show us that there is quite a lot heavy on your mind, overthinking things, overthinking to the point of confusion. For some of you, this is linking to that past burden that you're carrying. Some of you may be carrying some of these past losses or burdens related to your family. And maybe that's what we're sort of carrying those burdens with, from family issues. Clarify family for Scorpio, please. Yeah, so we've got the stork clarifying that. So the stork in the clouds as the thoughts, and then the stork modifies that to be more along the lines of thinking through different ideas, ideas of how to stir things up, how to stir up brand new energy within the family. So it is also the card of pregnancy. So someone within the family group may have recently sort of fallen pregnant or about to fall pregnant. I feel like that is applicable for one or two of you, but the clouds, it's deep in thought. You're deep in thought about, how can I do, I can just feel the hows and the whys and the whats, and it's like you're trying to come up with an idea on what do I do, how do I do this, what do I say, how do I say this. It just feels like you're very deep in thought about something that needs to be stirred up within the family energy, and you're sort of really trying to come up with an idea on how to broach this subject with your family. With the clouds there, it does remind us though to, not only think of all the possible negative outcomes, because, if you're anything like me, Scorpio, when it comes to overthinking, you do sort of put yourself into this spiral of overthinking that can then, lead to more stress and anxiety and whatnot. Making sure you're really thinking through the potential positive outcomes as well, finding the, the silver lining in the clouds for yourself here as well. That stork energy is a positive energy, so it's kind of like thinking about how you can shake things up and get them moving back into a more positive direction. All right, now we'll have a look at romantic love. Okay, Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to know about romantic love, please? Romantic love for our Scorpios. Had one fly on out there, Scorpio. Oh, and very interesting, Scorpio. The one that flew on out, we have intimacy. Okay, so some of you may be getting, nice and cozy in a bathtub. No, anyone that is a water sign generally already knows that water really does symbolize emotions, and this is the card of intimacy, and you can see the couple there cuddled up. There's flowers all around them, candles all around them, so the passion and the growth is definitely there. But right now we're soaking in the intimacy, we're soaking in the emotions that we feel for each other. For some of you, it's definitely referring to physical intimacy as well, but more along the lines of not so much sexual intimacy. It's just that physical closeness and expressing yourselves through like touch and emotional, doing nice sweet things for each other, just being close and in each other's company. So if you're not currently in a connection, you may be ready to explore intimacy with somebody and ready to broach that subject for yourself and find that more emotional intimacy side of things here. Okay, romantic love for Scorpio, please. Romantic love for Scorpio. Ooh, Scorpio. So yeah, those of you who aren't currently in a connection, you definitely wanting to move towards intimacy or deciding that you want to move towards intimacy. We do have the crossroads. So that shows us that there is a choice or decision that you're coming up to or that you are currently making when it comes to romantic love. I feel like for those of you who are, single and not connected to anyone, you're making that choice to allow intimacy back into your life. Whether or not you've got a person in mind is a totally different thing. You're making that conscious choice within yourself that, I'm ready for that. I'm ready to seek that, and I'm ready to be intimate with somebody and give myself emotionally to somebody, because we do also see the sun. The sun is all about happiness, okay? Sharing happiness with somebody here. Things being revealed to you, and we do have the heart coming out into the light for you here as well. So this is talking about your inner romantic coming to light. We did see that very first card for you today was that romance card as well. So a lot of you really are sort of consciously choosing to explore romance, bring romance to the surface for yourself, bring that emotional intimacy to the surface for yourself, whether in a connection or just within yourself. This romantic love, it's definitely, it's kind of like you saying, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready to find my happiness in love, and I'm making this decision that I want happiness and love in my life. And whether you're in a connection or not, you're starting to follow that path to get it as well. So definitely on the right path with romantic love here, Scorpio. Don't doubt yourself, okay? But that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but hopefully I'll see you all again soon.